Hello and welcome back to Sonic Adventure. This time we're beginning a Red Mountain stage with Knuckles. This is probably like the biggest stage we've come across so far, as far as like as far as like just the overall scale of it. So like I said, definitely like I mentioned before, you definitely want to be patient and take your time with this if this is your first time playing. Um, um, and and once again, like I mentioned, the emerald pieces can appear in any order. So, or rather, you can pick them up in any order. There's no like you don't have to go left to right. Something that's I guess I would say like an inconvenience is that for those of you that are familiar with the sequel to this game, Sonic Adventure 2, these stages with Knuckles do return. Not the exact locales they go to, but rather the emerald piece picking up part of it, for lack of a better phrase. And unfortunately, in that game, you can still pick up the 3 pieces in any order that you desire, but the radar only shows up for the leftmost piece, which is really like I said, really inconvenient and just kind of dampers the experience for me personally. But it's not, like I said, it's not awful because you can still pick up the pieces in any order. So as long as you're familiar enough with the stage and the locations as to where the pieces may appear. And definitely, and also on the stage, you want to be really careful to where you're gliding around, because sometimes you can go out of bounds and just like lose a life that way, or if you're not paying attention, you might fall down. So, fortunately for us, though, there are plenty of rings and extra lives scattered about. So if you're in a bit of a pinch, you can pick those up as you go. Those question mark values are can be very valuable if you're lucky. Yeah, but this stage definitely teaches a valuable lesson in as far as level navigation, because there's
sometimes found underground. Try digging for them.
that is one point, yes, but there's also the matter of like not just of left and right, but also very much of up and down. So so kind of like in Tales of Stages, where you're not just moving from point A to point B. Sometimes you have to go follow not just the X axis or the Y axis. Sometimes you have to follow the Z axis as well, and it can be very very tricky. So, like I said, we got sometimes, like I mentioned before, there is help in higher places or sometimes lower places. So now that we have the shovel claw, sometimes you have to pay extra close attention to the stages and what kind of terrain you're on, because you'll find emerald pieces underground. So
good enough.
So there's definitely that to keep in mind as you move forward. So now we're heading back to the Mystic Ruins, and if you've been paying attention to the events of the story so far, you'll have a pretty good idea of what's coming next. So how's everyone doing today? Let's see. I know I've been asked about like upcoming games. I mentioned FF7R in a previous episode. I'm also really looking forward to Death Stranding, which is coming out really soon. I'm really curious to see what that's all about, and of course we have to save the babies, as is advertised.
There's Sonic. Eggman was right. What's that in his hand? It looks like a piece of the Master Emerald. He has no right to have that.
Hey, Knuckles! Whoa! What do you think you're doing?
All right. Put him up. Hand over the emerald now.
That's not gonna happen, buddy!
Alright, so this battle again, except this time we're fighting Sonic. So he can jump around and be annoying and all that stuff, so So just like I said, keep in mind as long as you're moving at a reasonable-ish pace, you can punch while walking, you can do the roll attack, you can chain attack, and you jump on him. So do whatever suits you, and you'll win.
Oh, jeez. Oh no, the Chaos Emerald.
Eggman! What's he doing here?
Uh-oh.
That's all there is to it. You guys are too easy.
That's a Chaos Emerald.
First come, first served, they say. And you served me too well for your own good.
You can't get away with this. Knuckles, did you let him trick you again?
Like you weren't.
Smooth move, Knucklehead.
I've got 4 emeralds now. Here, Chaos. Come here, my hungry pet.
Now look what he is.
No problem. I'll make him eat dirt.
Not sure how you'll be able to accomplish that as you'll be fighting over a pond, but you do you, I guess. So Chaos 4 for the 3rd time. There's nothing more to say about him. He's the same as ever. So, oh yeah. So Death Stranding. I was really it was really quite the mystery game for a long time. Ever since it's ever since it was first ever since its reveal. But no, the mystery's a part of the fun, you know. So we'll see how that goes. I hope it's fun. I'm also kind of looking forward to, not kind of, but for those of you that know, I'm also a pretty big Persona and Mega 10 fan. So I know there's a new version of Persona 5 coming out pretty soon. I like the original quite a bit. So like my personal favorite is still Persona 2, but 5 is like out of the new ones, I would say, like when you compare it to 3, 4, and 5, I would say it's like pretty much the best one. I know there's going to be some debate there. Like some people will still prefer 4, and that's fine. But that is that. It'll get here when it gets here. There's also the matter of there's also Cyberpunk that I'm a little curious about. I've never played the original, so I don't know what. So I really don't know what to expect. I just know this new one's gonna have Keanu Reeves in it, which is absolutely mind blowing. I know it seems like a lot of recent years. Then there's been quite a bit of star power going on in games lately. Like I know there was Beyond Two Souls that came out some while ago with Willem Dafoe, and now we had in the newest Mortal Kombat, there's Arnold.
Is that all you got?
Like Arnold's likeness that was used for Terminator, so pretty big deal. I would say there's a lot of that going on right now. It's really crazy. What the heck is going on for like games and star power, and it's just really insane. I wonder if it just makes me wonder where they'll go next.
Behold my flying fortress, my creation, the Egg Carrier. Beware, Chaos's true power is yet to be unleashed. We shall meet again!
Hurry, Sonic! What are we waiting for? My workshop's closed, so let's get the tornado and go after him.
Good idea!
Hey, Sonic. You go on ahead without me. I have some things I need to take care of.
No problem, Knuckles. We'll take care of everything here. Let's move!
Alright, we haven't actually gotten to see this like this side of events yet. But before we move on, let's oops. Oh, they're actually up there, so we're gonna find out what our friends have to say first before we move on.
We'd better go after the egg carrier.
Hey, Knuckles! Whatever happened to your unfinished business?
Yep, just about how we pegged that to be. So it isn't immediately made obvious unless you're like I said, unless you get stuck and have to resort to hints for this. But we're gonna take this our old favorite, the Mr. Minecart over back into the forest area. And I'm gonna go just a little bit out of the way here, following this wall. You can scale it if you want, but climbing it's a little like I said, a little awkward. You might not be able to what's the word I'm looking for? You might not be able to scale it properly. But there's another power-up we can get here. It's not required, but it's nice to have.
Now you've got fighting gloves. To store up power, hold down the action button. Now you can do the maximum heat Knuckles attack.
This is another one of those instances where I remember watching the credits after finishing this story the first time and seeing seeing fighting gloves, and like absolutely just blew my mind about how, like, wait, this is a thing in the game? How do I pick it up? Where is it? Like it's just it yeah, it's just one of those silly moments where I'm like, man, that could have where it's like if I just taken the time to slow down and think things over, like I've been like I've been saying all this time, yeah. Then it would have been a little more obvious. So anyway, head back up that ladder there to pick up the gold statue. This is a key, of course, for the next stage, and then follow it back over to not there. That's actually where we're picking up the other key, but we'll pick it up. But we'll grab it anyway because we're cool. I remember recording this and thinking that it was a pretty awkward situation to be in where I have both keys at the same time. Usually how it goes is I end up picking up one, taking it to the altar where it is. But we're just gonna do this nice and slow, do it the old-fashioned way. So that's by picking up one, placing it about halfway along the path, and then going back to the other one, kind of like when you leave like a trail of food or something to like make sure you don't get lost or whatever it is, if you're using like crackers or breadcrumbs or whatever. Except now we're using gold and silver. Except now we're using gold and silver statues. Just another day in the life of paradise, I suppose. If you want to go that far, I guess that's gonna be a meme now too. So I know I called this an altar just a couple seconds ago, but I guess it's more like a temple. I guess I try to be a little fancy here and place both the keys down at the same time. So. Wow, even I'm confused as what happened here. and I just threw it up the stairs apparently. So, wow. So yeah, relish in this moment as as you notice my very questionable very questionable methods of handling ancient artifacts and using them to opening up some doors to the ruins. So once that's done, you can hop on inside, and we enter Lost World. Now, what's interesting, what's unique about this stage is that this takes place. If you remember from Sonic's story, this is like the third portion of the stage where we have to flip that switch there and use the light panels to create a path. But you may also notice that the music playing here is a little different from what it was in Sonic's story, because like even though the stage here is identical, you actually do hear the stage theme a little, like just a little bit, like as you're exiting, because you remember after the water slide in Sonic's story, there's another sequence where there's just a very very short sequence where you get between that the giant, or is like the water slide, the giant boulder, and then you finally make your way to the end of the stage where the goal is. Like if you stop for just a minute, that's where that song is playing. But in this stage, as Knuckles, this is the only other time where you get to hear it in full, which is very like I said, very strange, very unique. But it is what it is. So all the remarks I've made about earlier stages still apply here. You have to climb, you have to dig, you have to attack some enemies to find these emerald pieces, but it's really not too bad. I would say this is definitely one of the easier stages for Knuckles out there. So,
Good enough.
so yeah, just keep on keeping on, and you'll get there.
Where am I? This is very strange.
I beg of you, hear me now. My father is coming here soon, and I fear what may happen. You must take everyone away from here. Oh, please. So, are you saying you can't leave this place? I understand. Let me talk to my father again. There must be a better way to do this. Don't worry, my friends. I won't let you down. I must do something quickly.
What? I'm back in front of the altar. This is beginning to blow my mind. Wait a minute, I remember. The broken pieces of the Master Emerald. I have to restore them to where they belong. It's still incomplete. I need to find the remaining pieces, wherever they are. Hey! Look! It's Eggman's flying fortress. That's where the rest of the pieces must be. But I don't know where that ship is. Hey, isn't that one of Eggman's robots? I know. I'll follow it back to Eggman's base. Here I come, Eggman.
And now we just have to play one quick round of Follow That Robot. Oh, and since I failed to mention what exactly the fighting gloves do, if you remember the ancient light that we picked up with Sonic, it's pretty much the same thing. You charge up your attack in a similar manner. You hold down the by holding down the action button, and once it's fully charged, any enemies that are within a certain proximity of you will be targeted by your attack, and will be targeted by your attack, and you'll zip around the screen all crazy style. So yeah, that's about that. Now, if you remember where the temple is that we visited just moments ago, you pretty much go in that same direction, except you follow those lights that are shining around, all glitzy and glamoury like. So you just do that and watch the scenes play, and we will see you next time.
Just what I thought. Time to make a house call.